that singing, but I don't think I'll try. We want everyone to enjoy the rest of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite the Chairman of the Royal Agricultural Society of Queensland, the second longest serving Chairman in our 152-year history, Mr John McDonald AM. Thanks very much, Damon. His Excellency the Honourable Paul de Jersey, AC Governor of Queensland, and his charming wife, to our Mayor Paul Antonio, distinguished guests, one and all, and ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. As you know, the Toowoomba Royal Show was the first show in Queensland, going back some years, and we're delighted to have it continuing as it is. And we've relied so much on the people of the area who have been so kind to assist in the running of it, but more importantly for the patrons yourselves to be here to support the show. We do have an exciting time ahead this year, and thanks to Damon Phillips and his hard-working group who put together a wonderful show. But tonight it's my pleasure to have our Governor here with us, His Excellency, and we look forward to him officially opening the show. Thank you, John. I'd now like to invite the Governor of Queensland, His Excellency the Honourable Paul de Jersey, to officially open the 152nd Heritage Bank Toowoomba Royal Show.
Chairman, Justice Thomas, Members of Parliament, Mayor Antonio, enthusiastic showgoers. Kay and I are delighted to be with you this afternoon for the opening night celebrations of this marvellous three-day event. It's invariably a pleasure for us to visit Toowoomba. We're always welcomed most warmly, and this afternoon has been no exception. I acknowledge tonight the traditional owners of these lands. Their contributions, historical and contemporary, continue to beneficially imbue Queensland life. Now, as you know, the Royal Agricultural Society of Queensland has played a central role in the history of agriculture in our great state. Back in 2009, during Queensland's sesquicentenary, it was particularly pleasing to see that Queenslanders voted the Society one of our state icons. In fact, it was voted a Category 1 state shaper, along with such Queensland greats as Captain James Cook and Sir Charles Kingston Smith. That vote of the people clearly demonstrated the enormous community pride in the Toowoomba Royal Show. The sense of ownership of this splendid annual event is evident not only in this its home city, but across the agricultural communities of the Darlings Hours. That sense of ownership is also amply demonstrated in the continuing support from sponsors, exhibitors, and the many volunteers. More than 300 sponsors have contributed this year to ensure that the Royal Show tradition continues. On behalf of all Queenslanders, I thank them, particularly the Heritage Bank and the Clive Berghofer Group, the Toowoomba City Council, Mayor, the state and federal governments, and the very supportive media. I also congratulate the show committees, staff and volunteers on bringing the 152nd Royal Show to fruition. Their hard work, enthusiasm and dedication are vital to maintaining the ideals of the show movement, and the innovative and far-sighted measures the Society has adopted not only augur well for a stable and successful future, but are already producing good results. The stats speak for themselves. More than 15,000 entries, over 35 competition categories, and hundreds of events from a World Wood Chopping Championship to Little Hands on the Farm, which will help our youngest Queenslanders grow up with an appreciation of the importance of agriculture. I hope many of them will be inspired to follow the fine example of the champion boy and champion girl exhibitors who are here with us tonight. I look forward to presenting them with their ribbons and in the sincere hope that the weather remains kinder this year. I wish everyone, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, concerned in this great event a most successful event. It now gives me great pleasure to declare officially open the 2016 Heritage Bank Toowoomba Royal Show. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I've said on many occasions Toowoomba is very fortunate to have an organisation such as Heritage Bank as part of that community. So many community groups benefit throughout the year and they're a great supporter of the whole Darling Downs region and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chairman of Heritage Bank, Mr Kerry Petros.
Thank you, Damon. Well, His Excellency, Governor of the Jersey, Mr Jersey, our Mayor, Paul Antonio, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Well, firstly, I would like to join President John in thanking His Excellency for honouring us with his presence today. It's great for Toowoomba and the show that the Governor and Mrs the Jersey are prepared to take part in today's activities. It's also a pleasure to be here today on behalf of the Heritage Bank to participate in the official opening of this Toowoomba Royal Show, the 152nd since the original show in 1860. This show has come a long way since that first show, when show bags were simply a bag of coal. Compare that with the show bag stand in the pavilion today, which now boasts over 100 different show bags. In 1873, the Darling Downs Gazette described the show as the greatest success of any held in the colony. Well, today there are almost 130 agricultural shows held annually in Queensland, but there are only 12 royal shows in all of Australia, and Toowoomba is the largest regional royal show. We have an event that reflects our region and highlights the achievements and talents of its people, and is a means of bringing the community together to enjoy a whole range of activities, entertainment and lifestyles. Generation after generation of Toowoomba and district families have come to the show over the years and helped build this great tradition in the life of our region, and taken away and created priceless memories. Heritage Bank is proud to be able to say that it has the same spirit of community as the show. From its origins here in Toowoomba in 1875, almost as old as the show, Heritage has grown to become Australia's largest member-owned bank. But we've never forgotten that we have an obligation to help our members and the communities in which they live. And that is why we throw our full support behind the Toowoomba Royal Show as the major sponsor for the 17th year. This is a practical example of our people first culture, for which the bank is so much respected. Earlier this year, Heritage donated almost $50,000 to a number of charities, the proceeds of our annual golf day, making a combined total of almost $600,000 over the last 18 years. At that presentation, a representative of one of the charities had this to say about Heritage. He said, "The thing that I love about Heritage Bank is that when we hear them say people first, it's something they mean. It's good to know we have a company here in Toowoomba, like Heritage Bank, that is not just a large company about making a profit, but a large company that wants to profit the community. We work better together." Ladies and gentlemen, those words exemplify what Heritage is about and what it means to Toowoomba and District, and why we are so happy to join with the Show Society. On behalf of the Heritage Bank, I congratulate John McDonald and Damon Phillips and their team for organising such a spectacular program, and I trust that you all enjoy and benefit from this Toowoomba show.
Thank you, Kerry. The Royal Agricultural Society of Queensland, as its very charter, is about promoting agricultural excellence, and we've taken that step further and understand the very important need to educate young people, not just about agriculture, but about competition and healthy competition and communities. And each year we do have a champion boy and champion girl exhibitor of the show, and we'd like to recognise those two outstanding individuals now. So if I'd like to invite to the dais, if I can, the champion boy exhibitor, Titus Edison, and the champion girl exhibitor of the show, Stacey Condon. Ladies and gentlemen, to close proceedings, I'd just like to invite to the dais the Chairman of the Royal Agricultural Society of Queensland, Mr. John McDonald AM.
Thanks very much, Damon. We do have a special duty to perform now, and it's my pleasure to ask John Kohler, former Chairman of the Darling Downs Sub-Chamber, to come forward to make a presentation. Please welcome our former Chairman, John Kohler.
Can I put this down? I've got dust in it.
They're not too hot.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Queensland, the Honourable... There you go, I've got real dust disease now, eh? The Honourable Mr. Paul de Jersey AC, Mrs. de Jersey, the President of the Toowoomba Royal Agricultural Society, Mr. John McDonald AM and Mrs. McDonald, the Chairman of Heritage Bank, Mr. Kerry Beatros and Mrs. Beatros, His Worship, the Lord Mayor of the Toowoomba Regional Council, Councillor Paul Antonio, in recognition in absence, Mrs. Antonio, all other distinguished guests and associates, ladies and gentlemen. Industries come and industries go, but through all sorts of trials and tribulations, the agricultural industry goes on forever. And it is the agricultural diversification that lays down the platform for our agricultural show movement. Another part of the platform structure is, of course, the organisers, the volunteers and the enthusiasts, all from a wide range of backgrounds. This evening, the Queensland Show Movement, including 129 shows across Queensland and the Darling Downs Sub-Chamber, would like to recognise a gentleman who, through his involvement, has been an outstanding asset to the Queensland Show Movement. So on behalf of Queensland Shows and the larger show group, of which he was a chair in the Darling Downs Sub-Chamber, we would like to express our appreciation in the form of a Meritorious Award presented by the Queensland Shows. Damon Phillips, this is your life.
Thank you, John. Not so vertically challenged as John. Thank you very much. It's completely unexpected, but it's an award not for me, but it's an award for the show committees and an award for the volunteers, and it's the largest volunteer organisation in the country, the show movement. It's for all the competitors And we've had our horse competitors start rolling in from about 8 o'clock Sunday morning, and they're here for the week, and there's thousands of them. And sometimes I wonder, why do they do it? But they do it because they love the show movement. It's for our stewards, and you see so many up in the cooking and the handicraft and the floriculture that do it year after year. And when I first came here 16 years ago, I thought, geez, there's a lot of old people involved in this group. It's still the same people. We've just aged gracefully together. It's for the dance groups, and I think we've got somewhere in the vicinity of about 800 or 1,000 young dancers who'll be performing across the 3 days. It's for them. And the travelling showmen, and sometimes you worry about the showies, but they have such strong community bonds and such strong family links, and you see generation after generation travelling all the highways of Australia to bring their special entertainment to communities. But more importantly, it's about our community and it's about you. All our volunteers and our competitors and the showmen try and put on an event for the whole community to enjoy. And I hope you do. And without your support, we couldn't continue. So to everyone, thank you. It's been a pleasure. And after 16 years, I can say both Cindy, myself, my family, we're still enjoying it. I was saying last night at a function, I recall going to my first show down at the Ekka, and when I was 5 years old, and eating a whole Bertie Beetle show bag whilst I lay under the covers and being terribly sick the next morning. But they're great memories, and I'm looking forward to many more. So thank you very much.
I just got to tell you something truthful about Diane. He and Cindy were in the supermarket one day, walking down the aisle, holding hands, and one lady said, "Isn't that lovely? Mr. Phillips holding hands with Mrs. Phillips in the supermarket. That is really lovely." And the other lady said, "He's only holding her hand so she won't spend his money."
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for your attention. Could we have one more round of applause for our life member? Here endeth the lesson. Please enjoy the show. Good evening.